Check, 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 check. Can you hear me? Well, this is gonna be bad. How does this sound? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt, lady, throw it in my face. Don't let these bones slow you down. Cause I'm coming on strong, grass should have looked greener. I need a true believer in disguise.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing? We're here at the 17 acres. We have showed this property in a previous episode, the episode where we did the tiny home. And you guys kind of saw this a little bit, but we weren't doing the episode about this party barn is what we call it. And so we wanted to save this episode for another episode at a later date. So here we are today. It's super windy out here. I think we'll be fine. We were testing it earlier, but I just feel the wind hit me. So hopefully audio is good. If not, I apologize. Let's head this way and kind of talk about it, and so you can kind of see what the outside of it looks like. We built this place probably about 2 years ago. I wanted to have a place to where I could have like a man cave / workshop. And my wife's cousin was actually getting married out here around the time we were gonna finish the property. So as we started building it and things progressed, kind of gave us the idea of, man, this really could make a cool wedding venue, event space. And so we took that opportunity during construction to do a few things extra that I may not have done if it was just going to be my shop / man cave. So what you see here on the exterior, I mean, we probably would have done a lot of this no matter what. You'll see the glass garage doors. I don't know if I would have done those per se if it was just my shop / man cave because of the expense of those. Those were pretty expensive, but I'm very, very happy we did them because it really just made the whole space just from the exterior elevation. And then even being inside, when y'all go inside, you'll see how open it feels and how much natural light's coming in. So I'm really happy we made that decision. So as we were constructing this, again, like I said, things just got kind of out of hand during that process because we did a lot more stuff than what we originally anticipated, because it kind of transitioned into more of a place that we have events and parties versus just being my shop. That's kind of the north side of the property. That way we're on the south end of the property. I didn't do any windows or anything here. You'll see inside why, because we've got cabinets and storage. I built this little hangover. It's a little 20 foot by 40 foot. We use this to kind of park side by sides and four-wheelers and lawnmowers and motorcycles, things like that. Of course, when you're having a wedding or you're having an event, that doesn't lend itself well to that. So we pull all this stuff out. We actually have a wedding this weekend. So we've been over here kind of getting it organized and cleaned up a little bit and getting it ready. We currently have a guest in the cabin right now, but I think they're leaving tomorrow afternoon. The tiny home's empty, vacant right now, but the people who are having the event, the wedding here, they're actually going to use the tiny home, the cabin, and the barn. So they have access to the whole property for this weekend. Let's go ahead and step on inside. Let's get out of this wind. Here we are on the north side of the property. And this is kind of what we call our front porch, because this takes advantage of the views, as you can see out that way. We'll keep our Adirondack chairs. Normally have a fire pit here. This is where we hang out most of the time. We'll open up this garage door here. You'll see on the inside, that's our kitchen. So it kind of creates like a bar top to where serve food, drinks, whatever. So that's kind of a design idea that we had that really worked out cool. Let's step inside. Let's get out of this dang wind. Here we are inside our party barn. Like I said, this was originally going to be the man cave / shop, and it just got out of hand because, again, we wanted to use this as an event space. So we added a lot more stuff that I probably wouldn't have had, or for sure would not have had if this was just my barn. So you can see where we got the kitchen in here. This is the garage door that opens. We were outside. I'm not gonna open it too. Ooh, bad idea, the wind. I think that's a really cool attribute of this part of the kitchen. We've got all our Wi-Fi stuff in here. We've got the whole property lit up with Wi-Fi. So this is kind of the, I don't know what you call it, the central hub. Keep a lot of cleaning supplies and stuff in here. I think I had built this about 2 years ago. So what you see now is 2 years in. Doesn't get used a whole lot because we do have weddings, we do have events here. We actually have a lot of our personal family stuff here. It is a metal building. It's a little deceiving from what you guys saw from the outside and what you see inside, but it is a metal structure. It is 50 foot this way and it is 48 foot this way, but on the interior, we are only 40 foot because I got an 8-foot porch hangover. The total metal structure is 48 by 50, but we're actually interior heating cooled only 40 by 50, so 2,000 square foot inside here. Like I said, this is a metal building. You can tell that by these big metal I-beams right here, but this is a big metal I-beam that we have wrapped in some pine 2x, and you can see the metal I-beam going all the way up there to the middle, and it goes all the way down. So this whole structure helped with 6 main posts. You can see these 3 posts out here, 1, 2, and 3, and then we have 3 back on this side to where we kind of hit it within our interior wall. Right there's 1 post, 2 posts, and then there's the 3rd one back there behind the cabinets. That's the only thing holding up this whole building. All these walls you see, none of it's load bearing. Framed up the walls with 2x6s. So what you see here is just 2x6 framing. We ran all our electric, ran our plumbing, and we actually spray foamed it. So this thing should be very, very efficient for it being as open and as big as it is with these garage doors. It's a little different concept. Like, I'm not against barndominiums. I love barndominiums. I like metal buildings. It's just for the look we wanted to go for. I didn't want like the metal R-panel siding on the outside. I wanted it to look a little different than a normal barndominium. This is actually like a cabinet grade plywood. It's a 4x8 sheet, 3/4 inch that we put up, and I put like a 1x6 on it. But that's what makes up the interior wall. So these should be super, super durable. Like, if we do have people coming over, they're not just gonna be able to kick a hole in the sheetrock. I mean, this is solid 3/4 inch plywood. So we did central heat and air. As you can see, my ducts over here and over here. When I was building this as a shop/man cave, I was only gonna do 1 5-ton system to heat and cool the whole place. And my HVAC guy talked me into doing 2 systems. And the reason he justified it was because just imagine it being summertime, you've got 60, 70 people in here. It's 105 degrees outside. People are opening and shutting doors. You don't want people to be uncomfortable, so let's overkill this system. 95% of the time, we're only running 1 unit anyways. It's a 4-ton, and so, I mean, I kind of got what I wanted. We'll turn both systems on, and I mean, it heats this place up in no time. Same thing in the summer. So I was just gonna do 1 central heat and air system, and it was gonna go in this closet right here. That's why I made these closets. This is my hot water heater closet, and this is where my air handler was gonna go, and we're gonna shoot straight up and do 1 set of open ducts. That was the original plan. When my HVAC guy came in and said, hey, it'd be a really good idea to do the 2, we kind of redesigned stuff. So now that's just a little storage closet, which has worked out really well. Doing these here in where I wanted my ducts to shoot out, I needed to pretty much take advantage of my whole cabinet space, and I can't open those cabinets up there because I'm too short, but that's part of the air handler and part of the duct. So literally floor to ceiling, I think almost 16 foot up there, we did cabinets. We went ahead and took those all the way up to kind of match the roof line. And then originally, I think this is like a 12-foot wall. I was only gonna go up like 8 or 10, but I thought to myself, man, crap, if I'm doing these all the way floor to ceiling, I need to take these all the way floor to ceiling. One thing kind of led to another, and the cabinets got way out of hand. But I am super happy. I think it gives a really cool look, and it also leaves just a ton of storage, which we fully use. Hindsight 2020, I probably would have spent a little bit more money. Would have done one of the big ass fans. We may upgrade if we ever have issues with these, if they ever want to start going out. These garage doors, these are the low E double pane, and so there's a little bit of a gap in between. I love these doors. Like I said, they were a little bit more expensive than what I anticipated. They bring in a lot of natural light. Man, when it's springtime, the perfect temperature in the fall, we open these doors up and the wind comes through, and it's just, man, it feels so good. We are currently not actively marketing this place as a wedding venue. The issue we've kind of had is parking. We've got plenty of land. We've got the 17 acres. What's hard to explain to people is we only have like a certain amount of like usable real estate up here, because we have the top part of the property, and I would say it's probably 2 acres, could be 3 acres, but then you go off the property a couple 100 foot, and it just literally just drops off, which is cool. I mean, it creates a lot of elevation drop. It's what makes this property so unique, but from a functional, usable real estate perspective, it really kind of creates a hurdle that we are always having to deal with. And so we'll be limited to the amount of real estate we can actually put on this property, but that also limits us on our parking too. We've had a birthday party where it did rain and we did kind of have a mud pit out there, but no one got stuck. Everyone just got a little muddy. And so that's something that's a little concerning to us because we can't control the weather. We do have some parking for the cabin and the tiny home, but when we have big events, we try to limit people to like 40, 50 vehicles. What we do is when we do have a wedding, we just allow for the whole place to be rented. So we kind of have a flat rate price that gives you the cabin, the tiny home, the full place, and the barn. So they kind of have the whole place to themselves for the weekend. And that's what we're doing this weekend. A lot of the time people, they don't get upset, but they're like, well, we don't need the cabin. We don't need the tiny home. We just want the barn. I'm like, well, I get it, but if you guys are in here having a party and I've got my guests in the cabin, they're not gonna be happy. And so I gotta be careful and keep my guests with Airbnb happy, because we do get based off our reviews. We are a super host with Airbnb and we try to maintain that super host. Getting good reviews is something that's very important to us. So we want to take that in consideration when we're renting this place. So with all that being said, I still want to use this space for events and for parties and things, but we're going to continue to not actively market it for that, so that it's not like we're booking this thing all the time. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit the like button. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoy this time with your family. Merry Christmas. Peace.
Your pain, let it all go. Close your tired eyes.